हरिः ओम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री कैलासमठाधीशं तिरुच्चेस्वामियतीश्वरं भावातीतं भवहरं वन्देऽहं परमं गुरुं साधुप्रियं कृपाब्धिं च शान्तमूर्तिं तपोनिधिं शिष्यप्रशिष्य रूपेण बोधकं गुरुमाश्रये। अम्बा शाम्भवी चन्द्रमौलिरबला अपर्णा उमा पार्वती काली हैमवती शिवा त्रिनयनी कात्यायनी भैरवी सावित्री नवयौवना शुभकरी साम्राज्यलक्ष्मी प्रदा चिद्रूपा परदेवता भगवती श्रीराजराजेश्वरी। ಜಗನ್ಮಾತೆ ರಾಜರಾಜೇಶ್ವರಿ ಅಮ್ಮನವರ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀಮತ್ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ಪರಿವ್ರಾಜಕಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಪರಮಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ 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 ತಿರುಚಿ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಗುರುದೇಶಿಕ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ದಸರಾ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವದ ಗಣಪತಿ ಹೋಮ ಆಗಿ ವಾಸ್ತುಶಾಂತಿ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಇದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ದಿನ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಚಂಡಿ ಹೋಮದ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ. ಬೈ ದ ಡಿವೈನ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಗನ್ಮಾತಾ ಶ್ರೀ ಜ್ಞಾನಾಕ್ಷಿ ರಾಜರಾಜೇಶ್ವರಿ, ಬೈ ದ ಶುಭ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಆಫ್ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀಮತ್ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ಪರಿವ್ರಾಜಕಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಪರಮಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ 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 ತಿರುಚಿ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು. We are now on the second day of this festival, having performed the Ganapati Homa yesterday and in the evening the Vastu Shanti. Yesterday we had dwelt upon the Vastu Shanti, what we call as the Vastu Shanti. What remained, what was performed yesterday evening in addition to the Vastu Shanti, that was Mrit Sangrahanam, Ankurarpanam, and then Acharya Raksha Bandhanam. These three other rituals were performed yesterday. So we know that whatever is being performed here in this festival is all based upon the Vedas and the Agamas. Vedas and the Agamas. So when we perform a homa, what we call the homa or yajna, a yajna is an elaborate arrangement. Yaga also it is called, either yaga or yajna. It's an elaborate arrangement. The main goal of a yaga or yajna is welfare of this world, in particular human beings. Welfare of the world, in particular human beings. It is called as Loka Kalyana. The word used is Loka Kalyana. So anybody asks you, or if you have a doubt, what is the purpose of a yajna? What is the purpose of a yajna? Because the word yajna does not have any proper translation in English language. People say it is a sacrifice. It is not a sacrifice. It is a systematic scriptural offering. It is an offering. The word sacrifice is not suitable at all, it's not right. It's not a sacrifice, it is an offering. And we all know that offering is done, we offer something to God. Of course, it is mysterious. When God is giving everything to us, how can we offer something to God? It is mysterious. But still, it is an offering only because every single thought associated with every single ritual which is done during this yajna is all an offering only. Every single mantra means only offering. For example, at the end of the Havan, you will see the chief priest will carry flowers and then some akshata, and he will move his hand around the fire. Then he will take it and then place it at the foot of the kalasha, and he will say, Guhyati guhya goptri tvam grihan asmat kritam japam siddhir bhavatu me devi prasadat sureshwari. Guhyati guhya goptri. You are the protector of the highest secret of life. Guhya gopaniya. The word English we say secret. In Hindi we say gopaniya or guhya. Guhya means very secret. You are the protector of this greatest secret of the world. Guhyati guhya goptri. The word goptri means protector. Tvam grihana asmat kritan japam. Grihana means whatever japa we have done, please accept this. Siddhir bhavatu me devi tvat prasadat sureshwari. O Sureshwari, O Mother and the ultimate authority over the entire world, including the Devatas, we are offering this to you. So you please accept this and normally grant our wishes. You put that in inverted commas, wishes means Loka Kalyanam is the most important wish. Loka Kalyana is a happy and peaceful life for everybody who is there in this world. It includes prosperity also. It includes wealth. We say Ayur Arogya Aishwarya. Ayur Arogya Aishwarya Abhivriddhyatam. Ayuhu is the longevity of life. Ayu. How long we live? So normally we know the ideal longest life, long life of a human being is 100 years. So should we live for 100 years or should we live lesser or should we live more? That is not the question. The Vedas and the scriptures and the rishis have said one should desire to live for 100 years. That is the full life of a human being. But how to live? Ayuhu should be there, that is 100 years. Arogya should be there. Without health, what is the point in living? One should live healthily. And then Aishwarya. Aishwarya is one should have the means to live. So with these three things, Ayur, Arogya, Aishwarya, which is elaborated as Dharma, Artha and Kama. Dharma, Artha and Kama. So we should be able to do good activity. Now, ಎಷ್ಟುವರೆಗೂ ಬಾಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಧರ್ಮ ಗ್ರಂಥಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ 100 ವರ್ಷ ಬಾಳಬೇಕು. Among the nitya daily what rituals are done daily by the people who follow the Vedas, people who adopt the Vedas in their life and follow that, we have what is called nitya karma. The word nitya karma means daily activity. So in this nitya karma, one is called as the Sandhya Vandana, morning and evening, morning, afternoon, evening. In that they say, there is a mantra which says, Pashyema Sharada Shatam. Let us see 100 years. Jeevema Sharada Shatam. Let us live for 100 years. Nandama Sharada Shatam. Let us really lead a happy life for 100 years. Modama Sharada Shatam. Let us very happily live, enjoy the 100 years. This is all, it is there in the Vedas. This is a prarthana. So, in this prarthana, what we saw yesterday was the Vastu Shanti, where we respect everybody, all the living beings of the world, through mantras and through offerings. So, it is an offering. And then we did Mrit Sangrahanam. This Mrit Sangrahanam, the word Mrit in Sanskrit means Mritika, mud. Mrit means mud. Sangrahanam means collection. So collection of good, pure mud. For what purpose? For the sake of sowing the seeds called as Navadhanyas pertaining to one graha each planet. So 9 planets are there. Each planet has got a specified grain. So we take those 9 grains, wet them in water, then we put them into a pot, a small cubicle in which there is mud, and that mud should be pure mud. What is pure mud according to this Shastra is the mud which is taken from the base of a bilva tree. The bilva tree, it gives a very good atmosphere. The bilva, what we use for Shiva's puja, bilva. So we gather the mud from the bottom of that bilva tree. But before we take the mud, we offer a puja to the Bhuma Devi, to Devi Earth. That is Mrit Sangrahanam. So Mrit Sangrahanam is a systematic method which has been explained in the Agama Shastra, how one should collect mud for the same. Because I told you, every single activity done during the yajna, which is going to be there for 10 days, although it is Navaratri, it's 9 nights, but it will be 10 days and 10 nights for the completion of the Vijayotsava, where mother will be, we celebrate the victory of mother. We are going to celebrate the victory of mother under this tree called as Banni tree. This tree, we celebrate the victory of mother. Mother is always victorious, but it is a happiness for us. It is a happiness for us to celebrate the victory of mother. We celebrate a birthday of our children or anybody, elders also. Why do we celebrate the birthday? By celebrating the birthday, we are happy that a good person is born to this world. Now, ಯಾರದಾದರೂ ನಾವು ಜನ್ಮೋತ್ಸವನ ಕೊಂಡಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ಜನ್ಮ ದಿನವನ್ನು ಕೊಂಡಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಲಾಭ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಈ ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದವನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಜನ್ಮ ದಿನವನ್ನು ಕೊಂಡಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ಥರನೇ ದೇವಿಯ ವಿಜಯೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನು ನಾವು 10ನೇ ದಿವಸ ಕೊಂಡಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನವರಾತ್ರಿಯ ಕೊನೆ ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿ ದಿವಸ ನಾವು ದೇವಿಯ ವಿಜಯ. And what is Devi, will come to that later. So Mrit Sangrahanam is collection of mud. So mud is collected ceremonially by offering puja to the Mother Earth, because we are taking so much from Mother Earth. So we make an image of Mother Earth there and offer puja to Mother Earth. And then take her permission that we are going to collect mud. Then we take the mud and put it in a container, put it in a plate-like container. And then we carry that mud ceremoniously, very carefully. We carry it from there, come to the spot where the sowing is going to be done. Mrit Sangranadalli ಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಮಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಬಿಲ್ವ ಮರದ ಬುಡದಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಪೃಥ್ವಿಯನ್ನು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಬಾಂಡ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಲೆ ಮೇಲಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಭಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿತ್ತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಆಫರ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಪುಟ್ ದ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಟಿಲ್ ದ 10th day we see the grains growing. That is an indication of Paramatma's life force. It's called as Karma Sakshi. Karma Sakshi means when we are doing the pujas properly, you will see that the grains are growing beautifully. It's a natural happening everywhere. But here we ceremonially do that. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಉತ್ಸವ ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಬಿತ್ತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ, ಬಿತ್ತನೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪೂಜಾ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪೂಜಾ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಅಂಗೀಕರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗಾಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಪೂಜಾ. ಎಸ್ ಮೃತ್ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಣ. Then Ankura Arpanam, I told you, offering, putting the seed. Ankura Arpanam is sowing the seeds. Ankura Arpanam is sowing the seeds and slowly allowing them to grow. Then comes Raksha Bandhanam. Raksha Bandhanam means, we all already know what is Raksha Bandhan, but the main meaning of that one is, I am committing myself. The Acharya, the chief priest, he commits himself. It's a commitment, it's a resolve that we will complete the entire procedure of the puja for 10 days as specified in the Shastras. That is the commitment. So Raksha Bandhanam, there are 2 meanings. One is a sankalpa, the other one is a protection also, with proper mantras, so that he will never fall sick. Because 10 days has to be completed without any, because many times we try to do an activity, in between he falls sick. ಕೆಲವು ಸರಿ ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಜ್ವರ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಬರದೇ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಂತ್ರಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ರಕ್ಷಾ ಬಂಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣವೇ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೂ 10 ದಿವಸ ನಾನು ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ರಕ್ಷಾ ಬಂಧನ. So then after that, Ritvik Raksha Bandhanam, even the other priests who are there, they also will have a Raksha Bandhan. So all the priests are now committed for 10 days of this worship. Ihatu Divsa Kala, avaru, they will observe a life of a celibate. They will observe a life of a brahmachari agiddu. There are some things which one should not do, all that they will not do, and they will completely concentrate their mind on this puja only. So this is what happened yesterday. Today morning we have a ceremony here because we have Devi coming from there, and mother has come as a Pratinidhi, and then she is now here. So in the presence of Divine Mother, we have performed a Homa already. Homa is over. Evening there will be Abhisheka for Devi, and then she will go back to give darshan to everybody. She'll give darshan to everybody where? In the special mantapa which is made for Dasara darshan. A special mantapa is constructed for the Dasara darshan. We say Kolu. We say Golu in Tamil, we say Kolu, or in the Jhanki, we say in Hindi Jhanki, where mother will be decorated in different forms and she will be giving darshan all the 10 days. So this is what has come with today's. Now, regarding the Divine Mother, Devi, what exactly is Devi Rajarajeshwari or Devi word itself or Bhagavati, and how we human beings should avail the grace of Paramatma in the form of Devi, how we should avail that grace. There is no human being who does not want success in life, who does not want a happy life. Everybody, every single individual wants happiness. Every single individual wants happiness, every single individual wants success in good activities. Some people want it in bad activities also, but Devi will not give it. Slowly she will subtract that one. So bad activity means hurting somebody, because Devi's Leela, the divine Leela of Devi is such that even with an intention, bad intention also, you can pray to her. You can pray to her. Sometimes she will give success for that also. Just like Ravana's son was doing the Homa in order to be victorious over Rama and Lakshmana. He also was a Devi Upasaka. His Devi was called Nikhilamba Devi. That is the Kula Devi of Ravana. So he was doing Homa in order to win. But Hanuman went and disturbed the Homa. This also will come in Ramayana, you will see that. So wickedness also can get success by worshipping Devi. Goodness also can get success by worship. Why Devi is doing that, nobody can question, because she is almighty. Nobody can question this. So at this moment when we are all having here Navaratri celebrations and we are praying, even ನಾವು ಸದ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ದೇವಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರು ತಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಕಷ್ಟ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೋಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ದೇವಿ ಉಪಾಸಕರೇ. ದೇವಿ ಉಪಾಸಕರು ತಮ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಸೊ ನೌ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಗೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ our masters, our parents, our elders, and all the rishis of the world, that do not do wrong. ನೀನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ದುಷ್ಟ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ. ದುರಿತ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನೊಲ್ಲದಿರು. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ಪಾಪಕರ್ಮ, ಪುಣ್ಯವನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡು. ದುರಿತ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನೊಲ್ಲದಿರು, ಪುಣ್ಯವನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡು. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಡೂ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ನೆವರ್ ಡೂ ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಮಂಗ್ ದಟ್ the most beautiful activity is called as the Devi Upasana, worship of Devi. So Bharatiya Samskriti, as I told you, the culture of Bharat is based upon the Vedas and Agamas, and in this culture a festival is a very special occasion. A festival or Utsavaha is a very special occasion. What is the speciality of this occasion? It is a mass participation. When you see the fervor, we say, there is a fervor. In English we say fervor. ಅಂದರೆ ಉತ್ಸಾಹದ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಒಂದು ಭಾವ ಜಾಗೃತವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಉತ್ಸವದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Because it involves decoration, it involves more activities, and many people can participate. It involves almost every single person belonging to any community. Utsava involves everybody. There is a special cleaning going on, there is a special decoration going on, there is a special offering going on, there is a special music going on, there is a special flower decoration going on. All these will be special during the Utsava. And you see, the beauty of Bharat is, throughout 365 days we have some reason or the other to celebrate. All the 365 days we have some reason to celebrate. So because of this we all, it's not that we completely give up our activities of day to day, what you call as the bread earning activity, no. But this Utsava is so nicely made that we plan it prior. We celebrate the birthdays of the different manifestations of God. For example, Sri Rama Navami is the birthday of Sri Rama. Sri Rama Navami andre Sri Rama huttid divsa. Ade ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ Mahashivaratri is not the birthday of Shiva, it is the appearance of Shiva on the earth. Mahashivaratri ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಬಲ ಶಿವ ಹುಟ್ಟಲೇ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಶಿವ ಹುಟ್ಟೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ಜನ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲ, he is ajanma, he is aja. But he came on earth in a very powerful way in the past. So we celebrate Shivaratri, Mahashivaratri. And then we celebrate Krishna Janmashtami. Sri Krishna Janmashtami is the day on which Paramatma came in the form of Krishna on the Ashtami Tithi. Shravana Masa, Ashtami Tithi in the Rohini Nakshatra he was born. So we celebrate that one. And we celebrate the birthday of Mahaganapati on the Bhadrapada Shukla Chaturthi, the fourth day of Bhadrapada bright fortnight. So we celebrate like this. Similarly, Deepavali on the day when Krishna released so many people who were in binding. Krishna released. In addition to this, we celebrate the birthdays of so many Mahapurushas also we celebrate. Mahapurushas also we celebrate. We celebrate Guru Purnima where all the Shishyas, all the disciples offer, wholeheartedly they offer give their offerings to the Guru. Guru Purnima we celebrate. And like this, and we celebrate Sankranti where there is a movement of the planets from one Rashi to another Rashi, movement of the sun from one Rashi to another Rashi. We celebrate Hanuman Jayanti. So all these celebrations are Utsavaha. They raise our fervor or our moods. They will raise it to a very nice, beautiful, happy level, and they will boost our energy for the future also. What we are going to do, once everybody is waiting for the Mahashivratri, the Navaratri. Why? Because in this Navaratri, it's such a powerful period. So whatever japa you do in the normal days, if you say that the power of the japa is 100, during the Navaratri it will be 10,000. Any japa done during this period, any parayana done during this period is 10,000 times more powerful than a normal japa done during any time. So all the other devatas have got one day as birthday, but see, Devi has got 9 days. Navaratri. Shivaratri is one Ratri, and then Ganapati Chaturthi is one day, Krishna Janmashtami is one day, Sri Rama Navami is one day, but Devi has got Navaratri, so 9 days celebration. Why? Because Devi is the most beautiful manifestation of Paramatma. The most beautiful and the most, the most active, thrilling manifestation of Paramatma is Devi. Most thrilling manifestation. Why do you say thrilling? Because all of us know, every single human being knows one person very nicely, that is one's own mother. One's own mother we know very well because that is the nearest and dearest to us. For all the human, including sannyasis, including rishis, everybody, they will know the mother very well. So, if you say that for some reason one did not know the mother, it must be a rare, it must be an aberration, it must be an exception. Otherwise, generally, mother and child affection is world renowned. So when Paramatma manifests as Krishna, or when Paramatma manifests as Sri Ram, then that time it is not so powerful or so close to us as manifestation of Paramatma as mother. Devi ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಆವಿರ್ಭವಿಸಿದಾಗ ಅವತರಿಸಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ನಿಕಟತಮವಾದ ಒಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಬಾಂಧವ್ಯ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ತಾಯಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಮ್ಮನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರ, ತಾಯಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ರಾಮ ಸೀಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸಮ್ ವೇ. ರಾಮ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಅವರು ಅಯೋಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜರಾಗಿದ್ದರು. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೀಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಸಿ, ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಎವರ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ದೇವಿ is born in a particular clan or community? Devi does not belong to any community. Shiva does not belong to any community. But Narayana, sometimes you find that he is born as a Kshatriya or a Brahmana or something like that. Sri Ram was born as a Kshatriya. So still you see the elaboration of Devi, magnanimously she has come as everybody's mother. Samasta prapanchada taayagi bandirodu Devi. So the manifestation, Paramatma bandu Deviyagi avatarisidaga, ಆ ಒಂದು ಅವತಾರ ಬಂದು ದೇವಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಂದ ಬಹಳ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ನಿಕಟವಾದದ್ದು, ಯಾವ ಜಾತಿ ಪಂಗಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ದ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ Navaratri is very, very special for every Bharatiya cultured person. It's very, very special. You cannot put it, you cannot demean it, bring down the speciality in any manner. It's very, very special. All of them will be waiting for the celebration. So in this one, we know that Navaratri means 9, so 9 days of celebration. So this is the Ashvayuja Masa, 1 Masa before the Kartik Masa. This is called as Sharan Navaratri. Although there are 4 Navaratris, 2 are called as Vyakta Navaratri and 2 are called as Gupta Navaratri. 2 are called as Vyakta Navaratri, openly we celebrate, and 2 are celebrated as a Gupta Navaratri. People who are very serious about sadhana, they will do it in the Ashadha Masa, and then just in the Ashadha Masa they celebrate 1 Navaratri, and also just after the Shivaratri time also they will celebrate 1 Navaratri. So these 2 Navaratri are called as Gupta Navaratri. But the open Navaratri, everybody celebrates is Sharan Navaratri. In this, that is approximately in the September, October, November, these 3 months you will get this Navaratri. Or the, what you call as the Vasanta Navaratri, the month of March, April. So 2 Navaratris are celebrated. So Devi now, during this Navaratri, how does Devi manifest? She comes in the form of absolutely pure energy, which is called as Devi or Bhagavati. And then she takes forms of Mahalakshmi, Mahakali and Mahasaraswati, which are the 3 main Trimurti, that is Trimurti of the Devi Trimurti. She comes as 3 powers. That is why we have the 9-day celebration. They are divided into 3 parts. The first part, second part and third. So Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, 3 parts we celebrate this one. So this celebration of Devi's Mahima, it is done by the Chandi Homa. This Chandi is a special force, the special manifestation of Devi. When we say Devi, what exactly do we understand? There is, you will come to know from today evening, we will be actually going through the Durga Saptashati, which is 700 verses from the Markandeya Purana. In that Markandeya Purana, there is a portion called as Devi Mahatmyam. Devi Mahatma ಎಂಬ ಭಾಗ ಬಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕಂಡೇಯ ಪುರಾಣದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದೇವಿಯ ಉತ್ಸವ, ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಉತ್ಸವವನ್ನು ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಚಂಡಿ ಹೋಮದಿಂದಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹೋಮ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಪಾರಾಯಣದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಜಪದಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. If an individual wants to remember Devi and see, remember, by remembering God, what happens to us? By remembering God, by chanting the name of God, by performing a homa or by reading the text, what exactly happens to us? We are building a beautiful energy field around us. Now, many mantras are there which are called as Siddha mantras, by chanting which you can actually achieve what you want. But there is a definite procedure for chanting that one. For example, in the Atharva Shirsha, Ganapati Atharva Shirsha, Ganapati Atharva Shirsha is one mantra of Ganapati. In that, Yo Modaka Sahasrena Yajati Savanchita Phalamavapnoti. The one who offers 1000 modakas to Ganapati in the puja, he can achieve anything, is the word of the Atharva Shirsha. Similarly, if you take the Saraswati mantra, in the Saraswati mantra it is the one who chants the Saraswati mantra on Trayodashi Tithi 21 times, he will be filled with knowledge, vidya. He will completely get, and he can remember, he can access any scripture from anywhere without studying it. Siddha Saraswati Stotra says, Ashruta Grantha Bodhaha. Ashruta Grantha Bodha means without having heard some Grantha, without having read that, one will be able to talk about that Grantha if the grace of Saraswati comes. So like this, each mantras have got different fruits, but methods have to be followed. One cannot just expect that I will have this grace immediately without. ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಂತ್ರ ಜಪಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಯಮ ಇದೆ, ಪಾರಾಯಣಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಯಮ ಇದೆ, ಕಾಲ ಇದೆ, ದೇಶ ಇದೆ. We have to do it in a particular place, in a particular manner. So now talk about Chandi. I was talking about Chandi. Chandi is a special manifestation of Devi which keeps the evil forces away from us. Now what is Rajarajeshwari? Rajarajeshwari is called as the ultimate form of Mother Divine. ಉತ್ತಮೋತ್ತಮವಾದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ದೇವಿದು, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತಲೂ ಅತಿ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಯಾವುದಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ರಾಜರಾಜೇಶ್ವರಿ. How do we know that Rajarajeshwari is the highest? Because in the Lalita Sahasranama, it is different, beautiful. Shri Mata, Shri Maharajni, Shrimad Simhasaneshwari. So she is Shri Mata, the Mata of all Matas. All of us have mothers, but all the mothers had their mother. But the mother of the universe is Sri Mata. She is the mother of the universe. She is not just Lakshmi, she is not just Saraswati, or she is not just Parvati. People ask us also, Rajarajeshwari Parvati na, Rajarajeshwari Lakshmi na, Rajarajeshwari Saraswati. They ask us, neither. She is the mother of all these three also. Rajarajeshwari is the mother of Parvati also. Rajarajeshwari is the mother of Saraswati also. Rajarajeshwari is the mother of Lakshmi also. So she is, because you can see in the Rajarajeshwari, the manifestation of Devi, that on one side Saraswati is serving, on the other side Lakshmi is serving, and within Rajarajeshwari Parvati is present as Shakti. Therefore she is a manifestation of all the three Shakti Swarupini. And in fact Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara also they come from Rajarajeshwari. If you read the Tripura Rahasyam, you will understand that one. So now, in today's session, today's morning session, we are definitely fortunate. I repeat that we are fortunate. Now tumba bhagyavantaru. ಯಾರು ಈ ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವಿಯ ಉಪಾಸನೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ, those people who get the opportunity to serve Devi, offer their worship to Devi during this Navaratri period, definitely fortunate. We offer our present today's morning talk about Devi at the lotus feet of Devi, and we pray to Devi that give us a beautiful opportunity to worship you in the evening also, and then thereafter all the 10 days without any difficulties, so that our mind is completely absorbed in you. Hari Om Tat Sat.